Welcome back to These Four Walls.
Switched it up today for you. Welcome back, everybody. My mic is doing some weird stuff. Hopefully you don't hear that. You probably do. All right. Anyways, welcome back. And today, we are not alone. We are joined by a bunch of special guests, but mostly Nefertiti. But anywho, guests, feel free to introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Santana. This is my husband.
Jay, hello.
I'm receiving a FaceTime. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Siege, I'm recording.
Okay. Hi, Siege.
Hi. Welcome back.
Blooper. We can leave it in there if we'd like. You should have saw his face. He was like, sorry. Yeah. Anyways, carry on.
Oh yes, and this is Nefertiti, the most important guest, our service dog.
Face. Oh, I love her.
Oh, you're talking about me, huh? Oh. Hey. My heart.
She's so
like,
majestic.
Oh, okay.
Just an announcement. Those listening to this episode of the podcast, I guarantee you will enjoy it much more if you switch over to the video. Because this is just my heart.
It's on YouTube, so there's no excuse. Look at her. Anyways, today we're talking about service dogs and I guess service animals. Can only dogs be service animals?
No, actually, ponies can be service dogs.
They're great service animals.
Ponies?
Yeah, ponies. You can have a miniature pony as a service dog.
Huh. Service animal.
Or service animal, I'm sorry. Service animal.
Pony dog.
Same thing, just what's bigger.
I'm not really sure all the FDA allows. No, the ADA. Not the FDA. Sorry, the ADA allows to be service dogs, but it's covered if you look it up.
Nice. Well, we'll definitely get more into all of that, of course, because that's why you're here. What else, Taylor? Do we have a recap?
We do have a recap, guys. I've been slack-a-lacking. So we asked the people, does your public self align with your authentic self? 3 people said yes, and 4 people voted no. So I asked more in detail. One person said, I think the secret is honestly energy work. When you focus on your own energy aura, you become more aware of what you attract around you. If I'm not being authentic, then I'm not attracting the right energy, people, opportunities into my life, and I have no interest in that. It takes a lot of work and self-confidence, but it's the only way to ever feel like yourself.
Lauren said that, right?
Well put.
Yes.
That's great.
No, she's on it. First of all, okay. Goals.
Everything.
Right, because I was like, no, like, they don't align. And then she just said that, and I was like, ooh, they should. They should.
Mine definitely does.
Okay, shoot. Did anybody say anything else? Well, I just said no. Didn't give a reason.
Nakia also said yes, but she also said that it could be attributed to being in quarantine, so you're not even out that much, and the people you are out with, you're already close with. But she also said she may be on her old people, like, I don't give a F about anything vibes. And I was like, that's good. I'd like that in old people because, they live unapologetically. But I don't like it because some old people just be rude and nasty. Like, there's like a line that old people be crossing
like,
sometimes.
because I'm old. Okay.
I've lived my life. I can do it.
Yeah, like, all right.
Okay, jerk.
I'll trip you. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Just chill.
Anyway, that's funny. Yeah, so everybody, just go out there and align yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it.
Don't you press no buttons.
Someday. So, check-in. Who wants to go first? For the guests. So since you haven't been on the podcast, the people don't... Let me start over. You don't have to talk about, like, what we talk about, like, oh, since last week, blah, blah, blah. You can just kind of say, like, what you're up to, a little bit more about you if you want, and then just, like, how you're doing.
Well, I'm doing okay. Currently dealing with sinuses. I'm halfway off the camera. Yeah, disgusting. Okay. But I recently have been raising some very energetic puppies, as Taylor got to see earlier. Maybe we'll bring them in later. If you guys want to check into the video, you'll get to see their cuteness. And training my other service dog that will essentially take her place when she retires. And his name's Anubis.
He's a hellion.
Yes, he is. Oh my goodness.
He definitely goes with what his name stands for.
Yes, he does.
So it's y'all's fault, because you named him that.
Yes.
Hey, see, what had happened was I didn't listen to my dog when she was like, look, I don't know if this puppy's a good idea. And I was like, look, he's mine now. Get over it. So now we're here.
You can't change brother, so.
She tried to tell you.
Yeah, because I'm not 100% sure that he'll be a good service dog. So I'm going to give him this year, and then if his behavior rounds up, then maybe, but not, I'll just look for another dog, and he'll just be my weird little puppy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of out of control.
I can't wait for Taylor to meet them.
Carry on.
Well, I've just been at work, training some new people, so it's always exciting. I love training and building the next generation. No. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, nothing. The bus ate my $8 the other day, and I couldn't get it back, so I was very upset about that. Yes, I have 47 cents to my name right now. They took $8. That's a lot to try to get me from Monday to Thursday. Enough to take 2 buses.
Oh, well, tomorrow's Thursday.
Baby.
But that's crazy.
But how are y'all?
I'm good.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I started, I guess, Monday with my deployment to another department while we're waiting to go back in the jail. And I've just been in meetings upon meetings upon meetings and trainings. I was in like a, I don't know, like 4-hour meeting yesterday.
Gotcha.
And then I had a training. And then today I was in a 3-hour training. And then I had to go pick up paperwork and my county phone. And then I had to come back. And then I was in a meeting for an hour and a half. And then I talked to my mom. And then I ate and I'm here. So I'm tired.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot.
But yesterday was so, like, the meeting was just so, like, overwhelming that when it was done, I was like, I'm going to go for a walk/run, whatever. And mostly run, but also walk. And I got back home, and it was, like, 5 miles. And, like, that's how long it took for me to feel like I can go home and, like, sit down and not be, like, so out of it. So
5 miles is so much at once.
Huh?
I said 5 miles is so much at once. On a work day, I do 6 miles, but like at once, that's over 8 hours. You did that straight
I was out there
through.
for like a hour and a half, maybe.
You did
Hour and a
that.
half, almost 2 hours. Thank you. It's nice to just be outside and the weather be wonderful. So, overall, I'm good. I'm glad to have something to do, but today I am sleepy. Taylor, how are you?
I am good.
Are you sure? That didn't.
I just feel like
That did not look very convincing at all.
I'm just tired. I love that it's getting warm, but I see all the trees are like pollinating now, and at my job, the flowers are like blooming on the trees, so like there's like hundreds of bees.
Oh.
So like yesterday, like the other staff member had to hurry up and get all the kids in, like calmly, everybody walk back in the building because no one wants to deal with a massive like kids getting stung by bees. That wouldn't be fun. It's a conversation I don't want to have with parents. Yeah, like they were like, I didn't look because I was scared to go out, but like she said they were like swarming in the trees. Like you could see a bunch of them up there. Like, oh,
Some artificial bees.
So no.
Just kidding.
When what's that? Is Black Mirror ever coming out with new
Oh my
episodes?
God, they need to hurry up.
Because their movie was trash.
Yes, and the interactive one was just, it was alright.
Because that movie was a disappointment. Yeah, they kept making you go back and change it to what they wanted, though. I didn't like that. But other than that, I'm super excited for my birthday in a month because I love Saw, and Chris Rock has the new spin-off of Saw, which is Spiral, so I'm excited to see that. And other than that, I broke my leg, so I'd be looking crazy out here.
Whatever works.
Since my hair's curly now, though, it kind of hides.
I didn't even notice.
I'll look
I didn't either.
I only notice really because like it's not to my head, so like I can hear things outside. I was just talking to Titty a couple days ago because I said, man, like I'd be the perfect kidnap victim, God forbid, because I don't pay attention to my surroundings. I have my music blasting and I don't give a care in the world. I just
I am like that, but I definitely
my headphones broke, so I be hearing things.
I'm too little. I'm easily kidnappable.
I told CJ about the old lady that berated me at the corner store the other day.
I probably shouldn't say that on here.
You're right.
He said, next time, I'm going to need you to roll up your windows. And I was like, it was nice out. And he's like, I don't
I need you to roll up your window.
Didn't she curse you out like the day after?
Yes, I went to the gas station and she was sitting and she was sitting on the curb as one does. And I thought she was going to say, do you have some money? Like they always do.
Like she always do. And then she tried to play it off like she was just trying to tell me Happy Easter.
And the messed up thing was, like, I literally saw her crossing the street, and then she was asking, like, she had cars, 2 lanes stopped, asking for some money, and then, like, I was going to get some food at that time, so I had to end up going back to the gas station. And then by the time I was at the gas station, she was sitting there. I go inside, I come back out, next thing you know, she was like, excuse me, miss, excuse me, go to H. I don't know if I could say that on here.
Yeah, you can curse. Go ahead.
She said, go to hell.
I was on the phone. I heard it.
I was like, okay, bitch. I mean, clearly you have you see I have my both headphones in. I'm on the phone. I can't hear, I can hear you, but I can't hear you. Okay. What you had to say to me was not important. I'm sorry. Talking to my husband, I'm trying to get home. I had a long day at work. I don't want to deal with nothing. I want to go home. God. And then that morning, a dude that I sent you that post, that dude stopped me at 5 o'clock in the morning talking about, you going to work? What you doing? Sir, it is 5 o'clock in the morning. Go to work or something. Get out my face.
Go to bed.
Like, mind your business.
Like, leave me alone.
Anyways, funny stuff. Funny stuff. People are
wild,
and we should pay more attention to our surroundings.
Absolutely
I always think,
should.
like, I'm strong. If someone tried to, pick me up, I could fight. I couldn't. They would kill me.
I will stab somebody quickly. I wish
People could have anything concealed.
Fuck a wood.
Learn that in the military, all the type of hidden weapons people could have, things that, like everyday things that could be used as a weapon. Low key, why I have this little cuteness here. That's crazy.
Yes.
Anyways.
Well, I mean, I do have my safety keychain now, so I will be caught off guard, but I'm prepared with pepper spray and my little,
Unfortunately, she wouldn't do anything. She just looks like a weapon. She'd probably run away.
Don't tell the people that.
Love it.
Yeah, get it.
I got you.
She's such a big dog.
They were like, this is for stabbing pressure points. I was like, if you don't think that I'm going to stab somebody in the fucking eye with that thing, you're wrong. I'm not
pressure
points.
I'm
not waiting for
When
the
I read that,
point.
they were like,
I don't care where I'm stabbing you. I'm stabbing you like 1,000
they
times.
were like, pressure point. I said, this is going in your eye or your ear, just so you know.
Right
F
in
them
there.
pressure points. I mean, I don't want to be back.
I know, I'm like-
I mean, if I am, I'll do it.
Stab him in the neck. You'll be alright.
Yeah, but they said pressure point. I was like, joke's on you. No, I'm not finding
You
shit.
know
I
I'm
was
not
like,
using this.
Right.
okay.
Maybe you just have to say
Yeah.
that so it's not like I'm carrying a knife. But,
Right. April Fools.
Anyways, song of the week, Taylor?
My song of the week is Titanium, because we watched Pitch Perfect again last weekend, I think. And, I'm bulletproof.
That's a good song.
Me? Yes. My song of the week is called The Dark by Norman North. I listened to it. How did I find it? Oh, somebody shared it in their Instagram story yesterday. And so I found it and listened to it for like 10 minutes over and over. And now it's my song.
That is exactly how I feel about my song of the week when I first heard it. It's called Let Go. Let It Go. My bad. Let It Go by Eric the Architect. When I first heard it, I literally did the same thing. I listened to it on 20 times on a repeat because I was like, this speaks to my soul. It speaks to my existence. The words are powerful. The beat is amazing. Everything about the song. Kudos to Eric.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Well, my song is Pray by Sam Smith.
Beautiful.
Self-explanatory.
Alright. As I've said, we're going to be talking about service dogs / animals / whatever. But first we're going to take a very quick dance break. And we're back.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello,
back.
Governor.
Hello. Welcome back to the podcast. Before we get into our topic, let's have a little bit more fun and read our horoscopes.
Ooh.
So, break it out. Look at this. Look at this little guy in a donut. Little sloth.
It is so cute.
I love him. All right.
I'm glad you do.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I'm ready, so I'll just go first.
Okay.
It's already pulled up. All right, so I am a Cancer. Shout out to the Cancers out there. Whoop, whoop, thoroughbred, July 10th, A.
Y'all are
Okay,
insane.
so it says today, there is a special power in your words today, Cancer, and an internal confidence that rarely comes around this strongly. You should also notice strength in your emotions and personality. Take this opportunity to get one step ahead of the game. You have special influence that can't be matched by anyone, which is true. Don't let others convince you of anything that you aren't 100% sure of yourself, which I don't.
The arrogance.
All right, who's next?
Me?
I'll go.
I was like, Jay's not ready.
Okay, I'll go.
I'm just gonna read it.
A weird noise just happened above me. Anyways. You've only just begun to embrace some of your underutilized talents, Capricorn. It's easy to fall into a trap of negative thinking, assuming that your skills aren't up to par. Wednesday's skies arrive to uplift your spirits and reassure your confidence as the future-oriented Aquarius moon merges with faith-instilling Jupiter. Ooh. Later, the moon dives into dreamy Pisces, encouraging you towards activities that encourage self-expression.
Oh.
Sweet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Turn. Okay, so I'm an Aquarius. Mine says, who laughed? Stop laughing. You feel full of energy and you are ready for some serious hard work today. Your flow of positive energy will even influence others so that you will energize everyone on your team to work better. Even at home, you will shoulder much more responsibility than you normally do, pleasing those near you. That just sounds like my everyday life.
Well, at least you know you're aligned.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right, last but not least, Taylor.
Woo, woo, woo. I love how no one has had the same horoscope as us, too.
Yeah.
We've all been
That's
different
true.
so far.
Dang.
Okay.
Wednesday skies help you restore faith around your potential, Taurus. While it's important for you to stay realistic, it's imperative that you don't let fear block the way forward. The progressive Aquarius moon's early union with uplifting Jupiter helps you step back and grasp a refreshed sense of belief in yourself. Later, Luna dips into emotional Pisces, turning your focus towards community.
Okay. All right. Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling sure? Are you feeling,
Hey, look at me.
That's Contea.
Look at this confidence just radiating.
We're
Let him have it. So,
Normal is whack.
overrated.
what is?
Normal is whack.
Oh, I don't know what that is. So.
Normal?
Yeah.
No. Oh, yes.
I'm being.
What? What are these words?
No, I said
She's
that.
slow. She's slow.
You got it.
It took me a second.
She was like, normal? Like,
You know
come
what that
on.
is.
And I was like, bro. It's
Not
okay.
bad. I'm not
All
under
right.
the influence.
All right. Next, dictionary definition. Please provide me with a drum roll.
Just use my daughter, why don't you?
Service dog. A dog trained to assist a person with a disability that is not related to vision or hearing. And this is outside of the definition, but we kind of established that I guess a dog to help somebody who is hearing impaired is a seeing eye dog or a guide dog, and someone with. Why would it not be a service dog for somebody who has trouble with hearing? No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, service dog
I don't know.
definition.
Yes, not to be confused with emotional support.
No, and we're gonna go ahead and hop in. Taylor, before we begin, did you have any questions?
You guys kind of already talked about what my questions were, like the pros and cons and stuff and the differences. So, I mean, let's just hop
All
in.
right. So, let us start kind of with, like, maybe why you have a service dog, and then how you found out about, I guess, the maybe you always knew, I don't know, but how you kind of got to the point where you were like, oh, I think that would be, like, beneficial to me.
Okay, so I have a service dog for PTSD on top of a number of other things, but I also have really bad asthma, and my PTSD causes me to have severe panic attacks, which can make my asthma flare up really bad. So basically I'm dying every day if I constantly have panic attacks. And how I got to the point of getting a service dog actually was the VA. I went in one day, and instead of them medicating me, which thank God, because they wanted to, I would have refused anyway. My therapist actually said, hey, I brought a service dog. And I didn't really know service dogs were for PTSD at the time. Like, you know, I thought the normal thing, like CNI dogs, guide dogs, and diabetes, but didn't know that they could, like, help with things like PTSD or anxiety and stuff like that. And then I decided to train my own dog because waiting for a service dog would have been excruciatingly long, and I wanted to get my life back. So since I did have a background in training dogs, I found myself another trainer. He doesn't live here anymore. He moved out to Chicago, but he helped me train her. And yeah, that's where we are now.
Nice. I didn't know. What'd you say, Santana?
I said it's a cute little story.
Oh, I'm like, why'd you keep whispering?
She's weird.
Yeah, it definitely picks it up still.
Oh, that's funny. Anyways, how long have you had your service dog?
Me and her have been working together about 4 years now. We didn't start actually working until 3 years ago because it takes service dogs 2 years to train. I got her when she was just at a year old. She's 5 now. And we've been hitting the ground running ever since I got her. You know, we had a couple of hiccups, and that set us back a little bit, which dogs are always dogs. Something that people need to understand when you see a service dog out, you know, that dog is trained. There are some fake service dogs, but it's not up to you to point them out. It's up to the authorities to point them out. If a dog is doing something wrong, you can tell someone. But service dogs are still dogs. They can have a bad day. They could not be feeling good. You know, it's just like a professional person. You could have a bad day. But I didn't feel comfortable with her having her incidents, so we actually stepped off of doing public access for a while. Got a little bit more training, figured out what the problem was, and then we went back to public access, and she's been perfect ever since.
Nice. I met you guys in 2018, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so. Yes.
So she was, like, just getting trained at that point?
Mm-hmm.
What? She was so good! Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
Aww.
she, like how I was saying earlier with Anubis, not all dogs can be service dogs, you know. It's up to the dog to fit a certain criteria. You don't want a dog that's super prey-driven because then a lot of things can distract them. You don't want a dog that's, like,
Obnoxious.
obnoxious or an overly aggressive dog. Any dogs that show any type of aggression cannot be a service dog because it's dangerous.
Territorial.
All service dogs need to be housebroken. And then, like, a lot of times if you get a trainer, they can point you in the right direction. Like, oh, your dog's good in this category, your dog's good in this category. But it's also what you need. Like, I don't need her to pick up stuff for me. I don't need her to open doors or anything like that. But if I tell her to come in the house and check the house, she'll walk around the rooms, make sure no one's there, and come back to me. Because for me, with my PTSD, it helps me to know that, you know, I'm going into a safe environment, and she gives me that. Because before, you know, I would have to call someone and be on the phone and be like, okay, I'm coming home. And even on Metro or at work, you know, my mind just leaves me. And she's there to remind me, look, you're here. I'm grounding you. I got you. Mm-hmm. And it's been so much easier living life with her because I don't have to worry about those things. I can keep my focus on her and not things that are going on around me, because I can get very overstimulated, I guess you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot better than trying to go medication, because for me, I feel like I didn't have to get numb to experience my life again.
And it keeps the people away.
It definitely does. It keeps people back sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes.
You forget the dog lovers. Hey, how you doing? No, you can't touch. You can't touch her.
You literally shouldn't touch anybody's dog without
You
permission.
really shouldn't.
Like,
don't touch nobody's hair,
nobody's dog,
nothing.
Nobody's babies, nobody's belly when they're pregnant. Like, just
yeah,
stay
was about
away.
to say that.
Personal space. And then, like, even if she wasn't a service dog, like,
still
anybody's
not
dog
okay.
can be reactive, you know, they can bite you. You don't just walk up to someone's dog. And then the service dog, you walk up to them and trying to talk to them, kissy noises or petting them, you're distracting them from their job. They can miss an alert. You can cost that person their life. Like, was it worth it just to kiss at a dog you're never going to see again? No. We are all dog lovers, but you gotta rein it in. And then sometimes you may find those handlers that are like, oh, you want to meet the dog? That's fine. You just ask the handler. And if they don't want to be approached, that's their prerogative.
You cannot take offense to someone saying no.
Yeah, we're gonna go into some wild experiences that you guys have had.
Yes.
But kind of like, you know. Oh, go ahead. What, Taylor? You want to say something?
Is there like a certain age that's best to start training the dogs, or like could it be any age depending on the temperament and behavior?
I guess it could be any age, but typically service dogs are started when they're really young, just so that those things can be
6 weeks, right? At least.
It depends on the breed. So, if, like how I got Anubis, we started training them as soon as we got them, 5 weeks. So, if you got a dog, like say someone has a 1-year-old dog, has the potential to be a service dog, as long as they pick up on the training, then they can have that dog as a service dog. It just has to be at least 2 years of training. And then what you would want to do is find a trainer, a local trainer, where so you could, for yourself. It's not something that you have to do, but for yourself, you would want to get a public access test just to make sure your dog does everything, because you don't want to be out there and your dog does something you don't know that's not okay, and then you get in trouble, you know? Nobody wants to be called a fake service team.
Yes.
God, no. What was I gonna say? Oh, how does Nefertiti help with your asthma? You talked about like how she helps with PTSD and all of that kind of stuff.
So when even before I start to have a panic attack, she can alert me to, like, you know, you need to calm down. So I have tics, I'll pick at my hands or I'll shake my leg, tap my foot, something like that, and she can pick up on it. And if she alerts me in time, I can use my inhaler or won't even need it. And then if I do, like, say not listen to her alerts, which I don't sometimes, she can actually walk over to my bag and sit there and wait for me. And I can go get my inhaler, or somebody else is trying to look for my inhaler. She can go sit there so they know where it is or whatever. But if it's not to the point where I have an asthma attack, she'll just lay on me and give me I'm saying the word wrong. Compression therapy, and just help me calm down that way.
She's so sweet.
No. Passed out.
Yeah, I hear her.
Yeah, this is what she does 90% of the time when we're working. Like, unless she's giving me an alert, she's either watching or sleeping.
Yes.
She's like, I'm just gonna go over here and take a little nap.
Yeah, she's actually, like, surprised me once. She alerted me to an allergy attack that I didn't know that she could do. And I was super surprised. And it's all the nose, man. It's all smell. They can smell all of it that goes on in your body, just like dogs can pick up on cancer. So I feel like it's great.
Yeah.
There's this... Oh.
Sorry.
You first?
I was just gonna ask, what does an alert look like? Like, how does she alert me?
You could have probably actually seen it earlier when she nudged my hand, because I was over here doing this. So she would nudge my hand, she's passed out right now, so she's not going to do anything.
She don't care.
But she'll just nudge her lick, and if I don't listen after a couple of ones, she'll jump up on me and be like, look, listen.
I said you need to calm down.
Because, like, my job is very moving around, and she's off leash, so sometimes she nudges my hand just to be like, oh, I'm right here, so I'll ignore an alert. So when she feels like I really need to sit down, I really need to stop, she'll jump and give me that alert and be like, look, it's serious. You want to be on the ground? What's up?
I said what I said.
Aw. She's, obviously not my dog, but literally every time that I've come over and been, like, the least bit out of sorts, she is all up in my grill. Like, literally, I walked in the door one time and she, like, would not leave me alone. One time I was, like, crying and she just sat on my lap. Like, so
I'm here
freaking
for you.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she just, like, wouldn't leave. She literally wouldn't leave, and we had to tell her at one point, like, okay, she's okay. She's okay.
Like, I don't know.
Her levels are off.
Yeah, right.
She just goes across the room and sits and watches like this.
There's a disturbance in the force.
She's just looking at
Yeah,
you.
Yeah.
she's like,
With her pitiful eyes, like, I know you want to touch
The
me. I know
eyeballs.
something's wrong. You want to pet me. I know you want to
She's
pet
great
me.
at the observation. Like, when we're working, people are so astonished. Like, she'll be sitting across the way, so she's not in harm's way while I'm working, and she'll just be watching me, just eyes on me, and people are like, oh my god, she just watches you. That's amazing. She don't care about y'all.
she did that to me at Walmart. I was like, please stop.
Yes.
I'm not the one. Don't watch me. Stop. I walked away, Taylor. I literally walked away, like, across whatever, and she turned her body like this.
Look, I got eyes on both y'all. Both y'all
She was
important
just
to me.
staring, and I was like, stop it. Stop. Never do stop.
Stop looking at me.
I'm not the one. Not today.
She's just trying to look
Yeah.
out. She's like saying, I don't know.
It was busy.
I
This
don't think
is
she go over there.
shady.
I hate Walmart is so stressful because there's always
really
so many
is.
people, and I hate people. And like I don't think that I was probably just like naturally anxious because like that's how I get, but not anything that like I couldn't handle. I was like, you need to pay attention to Jake, please, because
Like, no,
it's
both
not-
y'all
I'm
stressed
not-
out.
Like I'm just gonna go over here. I'm gonna stand across the way. There's no people over here. We're good. And she just
I still
stared.
smell you.
So yeah, she's very attuned to like literally everything, and it's hilarious. Like how much she'll just like pay attention to things that you're like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And she's
no,
like,
no,
well,
you're
I
not.
don't know if you are. So
She's like,
I'm
I
gonna
was
watch.
told that when I smell this, to do this, and I'm gonna do it. I get
And I
treats when
smell
I do
this.
that.
listen, I can't blame her. I can't. If I got treats, yes. There's this lady that I watched on YouTube. I don't remember how I found her, but she has POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, which like it changes the like your blood flow basically. It's like some sort of disorder that like. It says symptoms related to the reduced blood volume that occurs when standing up. So it can be triggered by like just standing up, but it can just kind of like happen as well. So just going about your daily life. And I'm not obviously very well versed in it, but I was watching her videos and her service dog just it reminded me when you brought up how they like smell the things happening in your body, because she'll pass out from this, obviously, and because it changes the blood volume, and he'll like nudge her hand, and she'll ignore him. She talked about doing that. She's like, I'm fine, I know that I have like 15 minutes, and then he'll like lick her hand like once, and then she's like,
Hey,
no,
I'm warning you.
I'm good, I'm gonna start getting my things together that I need to, because she has to like go through this whole process, like get a weighted blanket and get certain snacks and water and whatever, all this
She's like,
stuff.
I got 15
and get her phone, and then the dog will like really lick her hand, and she's like, okay, and then eventually he'll just be like,
I see.
just look at her, and she's like, okay, I'll sit down. And then he does, like, the compression therapy, like, lays on her legs to, like, help blood flow and, like, all this stuff. And she also gets really bad, like, migraines. I'm assuming it's kind of related. But I watched, like, a bunch of her videos, and it was so interesting to just see all of the things that service dogs can, like, notice in your body. Like, she was filming a video of just, like, the dog being, like, you know, like, what he's like when he's not working. And, like, he was having fun and blah, 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 and they were, like, going for a walk, and then all of a sudden he alerted her, and she was like, oh, well, I guess this is the, like, way the video is going now. And she just, like, was kind of, like, on the side of the road and just had to sit down and, like, wait for it to pass. And, I was just like, even when he's not working, he's like,
Right.
he's like, wait, something's happening.
Service dogs are always working, though.
He's like, I really want that stick over there, but something's going on. So sit down. Yeah,
Aww.
it was just, like, the sweetest thing. And I'm not sure when, like, at what age she got him. But obviously there's, like, intense training. And it was just, yeah, it's just crazy to me how, like, in tune animals are with, like, emotion and just, like, your body, like, more so than we are.
And with that, there's also whenever, depending on what type of disease or whatever you need your service dog for, they have scent training. So you have to get, I don't exactly remember where you have to, there's, of course, a special way to get them, but you have to get some blood of, let's say, diabetes.
It's pheromones. So what they do is they take pheromones from the individual going through whatever, and they freeze them, and they use those swabs to teach the dog, like, how to find the smell. So how Neff was learning it, we did box. So she would go to a box and nudge with her nose and sit down, and she would get a treat for finding that smell. Now, I don't know everything they did because some of it I wasn't there for, but that's basically how they train, scent training, and they, like, eventually it moves and then goes to different places, and then they add more words and more things to go with the scent, like alerts and what to do afterward and things like that. Then when you get a service dog, then you're trained on how to use a service dog, because a service dog isn't useful if the person with it doesn't know how to use it. It's just a dog that's just going to lick you all the time.
Oh, God. That is so interesting. I love it. I do. As, like, something that Taylor mentioned when we first started, what are some pros and cons? Obviously, the pros are
first.
like, you know, the pros are clear. But anyway.
I guess another pro I would say is she's actually a rescue, so she got to come out of her bad situation and be the superhero that she is now. And she's a pit bull, so she's a very good pit bull advocate. Like,
Red nose.
Oh, look at
She said yes.
He's like, yes, just pet me. Okay, I'm going back to sleep.
But there are way more cons to it, unfortunately. So, like, a pro is that she can save my life, but a con is she can be distracted by people who don't understand what a service dog or don't care what a service dog is. And it's also, it's a very high anxiety thing for me, and I know a couple other people because I'm in a bunch of service groups, to have a service dog, because uneducated people look at it as, oh, you're just bringing a dog into the store. Oh, you just want to keep your dog with you. Or they're like, oh, is your dog vicious? Oh, is she going to bite?
People with little
it's
dogs.
a pit bull. And then it's, and yeah, you do have those people who fake it and they get best and they're like, oh, this is my service dog, while they're walking around holding this dog, carrying it through the store, putting it in the shopping cart.
Doing whatever.
And those people make it look bad for us. people who have went through 2 years and actually have a legitimate reason for a service dog, because then we go places and people see us as a fake and they're like, oh, we had these people come in and their dog did this and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't account for what they did, but I know my dog has been working with me for like ever now. So I need this dog. I just want to get some food. And then it's like you always have to be ready to explain yourself. You always have to be ready to be harassed by someone, whether it's just regular people trying to kiss up to your dog or get your attention, get your dog's attention, ask you 1,000,001 questions, or it's the store owners who will either deny access, which they're not legally allowed to do, or they just want to hassle you and be like, is it a service dog? Is it a service dog?
I need paperwork.
And oh my goodness, that is one of the biggest cons ever. So with fake service dogs, you can get these IDs, you can get paperwork, register online. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. That is completely fake. And it makes it to where legitimate service dogs teams have to go and do these things when we already spit out tons of money to get this dog actually trained, to go and buy a fake ID, buy a fake certificate for these people to think that our real service dog is real because of all these fake things. Like, I literally just saw an ad commercial the other day where they were like, you want to take your dog everywhere? Register as a service dog. It was like, no, like, are you kidding me? And then it's like, that makes it dangerous for my team because then there's an untrained dog in the store, barking, lunging. I follow a couple people. One girl, her dog actually got attacked. And she had to put her dog down. Now she has to wait and get another service dog. And she lost her best friend. She, like...
Going through it.
This is medical equipment. Not only is this my best friend, but this is medical equipment. I need it to get through my day-to-day. You know, I don't want to have to deal with the crap that I used to before I got a service dog, because that stuff never goes away. You know, this is a lifelong thing that I'm going to have to deal with, and this is just how it works for me. You got a con?
All I can think about is like all the different stores, like all of the harassment that we get all of the time. That's all I can think of. It's just way too many. Like, people, stop being ignorant. Just look it up. Like, educate yourself. That's literally the minimum. Yes, minimum of what y'all can do. Mind your business or learn something. Like, don't ask. I am not Google. I should not have to explain everything to you. If you really want to know what a service dog was, you should have looked it up prior. Stop harassing me. I just want to get my stuff and leave.
Yeah. It really sucks like that. Like,
because I'm the pit bull. Because Jay, of course, you've seen Jay shut down. And it's just like, oh, I'm not doing this. I don't care. You better leave us alone, okay? There's no reason for you to be coming over here in our face or nothing. Get the F out my face. Jay won't say that, but I will. And I don't care. Because what you not going to do is stress out my boo and my little boo. And then that's going to stress me out. And then we're going to have some problems.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's people who need service dogs for anxiety. And just by approaching them with that stupid stuff can cause an attack.
Yeah.
You know?
Hello.
People don't like people. Stop
and people need to understand, not just veterans. I am a veteran, but not just veterans have service dogs. Like, you don't walk up to somebody with a service dog and say, thank you for your service. Ask, you know? And then if you don't feel like asking, leave them alone.
Mind your business.
And then just read. Like, if they have a vest, read the vest. Because on the vest it says service dog. Oh, is that a service dog? I don't know. Can you read? Is the sky blue? Like...
That's true, though. It literally says it all over the vest. And
yes, on all sides.
Like, oh, that's such a nice dog. No shit. Is that a service dog? Mm-hmm. What gave it away? The vest or...
That's what I say. It was
the
just
patches
like,
on the vest that said service dog?
It's a chihuahua. You want to ask stupid questions? Go to a stupid answer. It's a chihuahua. That's what it is. Leave me alone.
My favorite is when people are like, what kind of dog is that? Yo, have you seen dogs in your life?
You can tell it's a fucking bitch.
Like, have you looked at dogs? If you have to ask that question, you probably shouldn't be asking that question. So.
And every dog can be a service dog. It does not matter the breed. My pit bull can be a service dog. Mm-hmm. Your German Shepherd can be a service dog.
And hate to say it, but your little Chihuahua can be a service dog too.
Yes.
It just has to perform a service.
Yes, it has to be trained. If your dog is trained, because Chihuahuas are great for diabetes alerts. Like, they don't need to do anything else. They just need to let you know, hey.
You can just hold them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you're not technically supposed to walk around with a service dog. It's supposed to be walking on its own feet.
But, you could if you're just,
people.
At home, chilling.
Yeah.
Just sit on you.
I mean,
like, what did you say? What was that?
I didn't hear you.
As long as it's actually serving a purpose and it's trained, because it's very dangerous to bring an untrained dog in a store. Because it can hurt people, can hurt other dogs, and it makes it harder for us. Like, it's hard for me getting a job because people see service dogs as, oh, I don't know, it's not trustworthy. It's hard for me going out. Like, I have to call ahead places, even though it's supposed to be allowed, and I have to be like, hey, I have a service dog. She doesn't do anything wrong. She is a service dog. You're supposed to allow it, but I just want to make sure.
Well, let's ask our manager because we don't know. Well, the manager's calling the manager because we don't know.
And it's just like, it's something that should be educated, because it's, if I had a panic attack and passed out, my dog would go and try to find help. So I need people to know, when you see a dog in a vest looking around for help, follow it. There's somebody down somewhere that needs help. Don't just run away from the dog. Don't ignore the dog. Follow that dog. It's doing a job. Someone needs help. Like, if you ever see that, please, people, please do.
Or at least call somebody so they can find the proper place to help this person.
If a dog comes up to me and it wants me to go somewhere, I'm going.
Right. Follow Lassie.
Look,
the little girl in the well.
It might bring me weird places, but I'm going. It walks up to me and it's like,
where are we going? Let's go.
Right.
Me and one of my friends left a whole job site because, like, we're putting up fencing for the inauguration. We see a dog just middle of downtown. Everything's barricaded off. No one's really out there. You just see a random dog. I look over. I look up. We make eye contact because we don't really know each other. But we make eye contact. We did one of these and we left. And we went to go find that dog.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it, unfortunately, because it was too fast. Because it looked like a little Jack Russell. But we tried. Okay, the point is we tried. We were going to get that dog and give it a home.
So either way, you're following the dog for whatever purpose. You're getting the
yes.
dog.
I'm on it. The animal needs help. I'm on it.
Oh my gosh. So the cons, like, basically seem like
outrageous,
caused by ignorance, like other people's ignorance.
Absolutely.
And the fact that, like, it can be stressful having to, like, care for something. Like, of course it's, like, supposed to be caring for you, and it is, but you also have to, like, take care of something and, you know, hold yourself together when you're, like, out in public. I hate flying. And Jack is my emotional support, not just for flying, but life.
Right.
And there are some times when I'm like, I don't know if I want to, like, bring him on the plane because, like, first of all, just going to the airport already, like, stresses me out. And then the last time that I went, I do my due diligence. I get all of my paperwork. I do everything that I need to do to, like, travel with Jack. And I know the rules. I know them. Like, I feel like I just have them memorized. And I went to the airport this last time when I went home for Christmas, and the lady, when I was checking my bag, and then she was looking at his papers and his tags and stuff like that, she was like, you have to take him out. He was in his carrier. She was like, you have to take him out of there. I was like, it's a cat. She was like, you have to hold him. I said, no, I don't. I was like, it literally says, like, when I'm on the plane, I can hold him. When I'm sitting at the gate, I can hold him. But to transport him through this big-ass airport,
right.
He's not going to walk on a leash. Like, he's a cat. And she was like, no, you can't. You have to check the carrier. I said, that's not true. It literally has it in your paperwork right there, the one that I just handed you. And she was like, let me go talk to my manager. She was gone for like 5 minutes.
Go do that.
She came back and she was like, okay, well, they'll tell you at the gate. I was like, lady, I already know the rules. Like, I can take Jack out on this plane and at the gate and whatever. But, like, when I'm walking through the airport, he's going to be in a carrier. I'm not just going to take him out, throw him over my shoulder. Like, what?
Or just stress them out.
So,
Right.
like, that stuff stresses me out because you deal with that, and then, like, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Right.
Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm trying to, like, not have a panic attack. I'm sweating through my clothes, and people are like, oh my god, your cat's so cute. Or I'll be, like, in line for security, and people with their kids are like, oh, look, child, look, there's a cat. And I'm like, stop, quit. I know people bring, like, their animals to travel, and so, like, people don't know, and there's no way to distinguish, like, an emotional support animal, of course. But the rule of thumb is just don't talk to other people's animals. Just don't. Don't. Like, talk to the person and ask if it's okay, but, like, just don't do it. Assume that it's not okay. Just assume that it's not okay.
Yes.
And
assume it's taboo.
Keep it moving.
Treat everybody's animals like you would treat a
Say,
cat.
my personal...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that is a excellent point, because don't ever touch anybody's child, and animals are people's babies. But my rule of thumb is I never ask. I just awkwardly stare at some animals sometimes, and then like I try to not stare at the owners, because that's rude and weird. But like if I just stare at the animals from a distance, I'm not trying to like engage them. I just got to stare peacefully.
Hey, that's fine as long as you don't give eye contact.
I gotta have boundaries.
That is
I won't
perfectly
touch
fine.
you. I won't walk up to you.
Like,
I'm gonna look. And if they invite me over, then I'm gonna go over.
Yeah, like I love people like that. Like people who just stand back and look. Sometimes, especially if they have kids and they're just like explaining to their kids, "Oh, that's a service dog." You don't mess with service dog. Those are the ones I'm like, "Hey, you want to rub my dog?" Like you're doing this right. You want to rub my dog? And she loves meeting new people. Like especially with our job, when we go into a shift, I let everybody say hello beginning of the shift so they can ignore her throughout the rest of it. And then when we say bye, she does her round. She's like, "Okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye." She loves everyone. She's so lovable. She's adorable. And she waits for a command for me to give, for her to be friendly. So if you approach us without that command, she's on high alert. Who are you? Like, she's trained to help me mentally as well, not just my medical thing. Like, because of my PTSD, I don't like people behind me. I don't like people in my bubble. So she can circle me. She sits in between my legs. Sometimes she looks behind me to make sure my back is covered. And that gives me a lot of, insurance. So for you as a person just walking up trying to touch my dog, that's going to flip both of us out. She's on alert for a reason. And it's like, I love when people just watch and look. It's the best. Oh my God, it's amazing.
Don't pet service dogs.
I did that to a dog the other day. I just looked at it like this.
Guys, I literally just say like, make the face
I
like,
walk, I was like, they didn't invite me
Yeah.
over though, so I just kept walking, and I was like, dang it.
Yeah, those type of people, I'm like, look, follow her on Instagram.
Yes.
I think the common theme is just like how ignorant people are, and like there's a lack of boundaries, because even like Jay, you talking about like do as like you would do for someone's child, but it's like I still see people walk up to strangers' kids and like start talking to them, and it's like, no, like why don't people have boundaries? I don't understand. Like, you're not going to touch my child. No, you can't hug them. You can't rub my pregnant belly. Like, I'm not pregnant.
Right.
I was giving examples just in case anyone.
I was like, oh
my God. No. But like, it really irritates me how much people lack boundaries. Like, don't touch the kids, don't touch the dogs, don't touch my hair. Stop touching
your hands in your
things.
pocket.
Right.
Just want to
Keep
touch
your hands
things.
to yourself.
Get it.
That's what my mama used to say. Put your hands in your pocket.
Get a fidget spinner.
Oh, that looks nice. Let me touch it.
That's
when.
Oh, go
It's
ahead.
like a SpongeBob episode with Patrick. Like, can't touch anything. Touch. Don't touch anything. Touch.
He's at the amusement park like this.
Just like think everything is like an electric fence. As soon as you touch, you'll get electrocuted. Because it's like so many things can be avoided if people just respect boundaries and space. It's like, even with COVID now, I haven't been using her as much with COVID because stores don't have as many people. But man, we just went to the store and oh my God, I was so disappointed in myself. I should have took my dog. It took me 2 days just to get over this experience because it's like personal space is nothing. It's a whole virus out here, people. Come on. And then that puts me in a whole headspace, and there goes my whole day. I'm trying to be okay, trying not to freak out and be weird, and can't because you people won't leave me alone. Back the fuck up. I saved my country so that I could chill afterwards, you know?
You should also just be able to, expect that people will just stay out of your space, but, you can't. The thing about treating people's pets like their children, yes, because if a child walks up to me in the store, treat people... Listen, I'm not talking to your child if your child walks up to me. I'm not walking up to your child.
Whose child is this?
Be like, ooh.
Somebody lost the baby.
No.
You ain't gonna say I kidnapped you.
He'll stand right next to me and I'll be like, that's not my... Oh, sorry. That's not mine. I'm not doing it.
It's not mine.
No, I'm not. And...
As he's looking at babies,
I feel weird, babies make eye contact with you in the store and you're like, hey, so why do people think that they can just pet people's
2 years
dogs?
makes fun of me because,
I don't know, because dogs bite, man.
Right.
That's the biggest question that I hate. Does your dog bite? Yeah, she bites. She eats. She has teeth. She bites. But is she going to bite you? I don't know. What are you going to do?
Maybe.
I mean, she doesn't normally bite people. I mean, we go everywhere and she doesn't care about people. But what are you going to do to cause my dog to bite?
Yeah.
Does she bite? Do you?
Because another combatant that we always get is, oh, what if people are afraid of dogs? Well, you walk down the street every day, don't you? I have fears, and I can't make you live your life based on my fears. You're not going to make me live my life based on your fears. Go to the other side of the store. Walk around us. There's plenty of ways to avoid it. My dog isn't coming after you. She doesn't even care about you. I promise she's not even looking at you. She's like, are we done? Can we go home? Okay, this was fun.
What were you going to say, Taylor?
I was about to say, you probably don't remember.
Whoops.
Dogs like kids.
No. What?
I was trying to refresh your memory because last thing we was talking about was dogs. Dogs and kids.
I was like,
Dogs
yes,
like
dogs
kids.
like children.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
Trying to refresh the memory.
There was something that I was going to ask, and I have also forgotten. What do you think is, one thing you wish everybody knew about service animals?
Leave us alone.
Oh, right. I think that's perfect.
They are, I was going to say available everywhere. That's not what I was trying to say. They are welcome everywhere. They can go inside any business. They can go inside restaurants. Because 9 times out of 10, anytime we ever go into a restaurant, nobody even knew that she was underneath the table.
She was at brunch, and that place was full. And people who came later did not know she was there.
Actually, can I share a story with someone who shared with one of my service people? Mm-hmm. So, when I say it's really inconvenient, one of my service people shared a story about when her and her husband went to lunch, and she had her service dog. Her service dog is well trained, uses the bathroom on command, everything. With COVID, everything takes a little bit longer, so they came in, and they were pretty much the only people there. And then people started coming in afterwards. So, we tuck our dogs under the table. No one can really see your dog. It's tucked. That's a command. And while they were waiting for the check, she took her dog out from under the table to go to the bathroom and came back. And apparently there was someone else in the restaurant that complained to the manager. And the manager actually stuck up for her. He was like, oh, I didn't even know there was a service dog here until you said something, ma'am. I don't think they're doing anything wrong. And it's situations like that that make it really hard for people like us to live our lives, because then we're worried about, oh, who's going to complain today? Who's going to complain tomorrow? And that makes so much more anxiety when we're literally just trying to live our life. We're people who have to sit at home or wait for other people to go out with us. We don't need that. We want to live the same open life like you do. We don't want these restrictions, and that's why we walk around with the dog. It's not easy walking around with the dog. I have to make sure her paws are taken care of. I have to make sure she's warm, or she's dry, or she has food, she has water. So I'm already doing a lot. I don't need your shit to intermingle into it. You feel me?
So to circle back to the one thing you wish everybody knew, leave us alone. And I say us, I'm not a part of it. But, that's what you said. So
you're an accomplice.
Well, you're when you're with us, you're part of my team. So
fair enough.
To make it better, leave the service team alone.
Right.
If somebody from that team wants to walk up to you and tell you what's going on, that's fine. But everybody with the service dog is part of that service dog team. You don't know what they're helping with, because they may be the person that gets the medication. They may be the person that holds the dog. Anything. Just leave them alone, people. Live your life. I get it. She's cute. She's very cute. Follow her on Instagram.
She's so cute.
So cute.
Oh my gosh, I love her. Before we go, and we'll shout her out at the end as well and take her in the episode description. Before we go into our final dance break, well, second to last, I guess, we dance at the end. Do you have any questions, Taylor, that you had come to mind that you want to ask?
They were all covered.
Was there anything that we didn't cover, you guys, that you wanted to talk about?
Leave service dog. Yes, actually, fake service dogs. So
can you
I've had this
them?
happen. You can to the people around, but all they're gonna do is make them leave.
Right. Okay.
Unfortunately, because no one can really prosecute a service team, because you don't know. Like, it takes a lot of work to dig in to see if a service team is fake or not. You have to know their disabilities. You have to know if the dog is trained.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. But for people who think, oh, I'm just going to put on a vest and take my dog to the store, do not do that.
Do not.
Your dog is fine being at home. And if it's not, put it in a cage until you get back. Do not bring your untrained pets to the store unless it's a pet store. They welcome you there. Do not take your Fido who wants to pull stuff off the shelf or bark at me or piss all the way down. Do not bring that dog to the store. If you don't need a service dog, even if your dog is trained for a service dog, do not take it if you don't need it. Because you just make it harder for other people who live their lives every day with service dogs. Do not take it. It's not just convenient. It's really so much more of an inconvenience than it is of a convenience. Do not take your dog. You cannot just go and buy a vest and make your dog a service dog. Because I don't technically even need to have my dog vest. I do that for the convenience of everybody to leave me the hell alone. And there's no such thing as IDs.
Yes, that's one thing I wish everybody knew. Like, there is no actual real paperwork for a service dog. Stop asking for it. Jobs, stop asking for it. Hire the person or not.
You can ask for my psychiatrist.
If your dog's gonna act a fool. You're gonna find out.
Like, on the interview, you will find out.
Yeah. They'll go buck wild. I promise you. My dog will do exactly what she's doing right now.
That's all she does.
That's all she does.
Work, eat.
I do have a question now.
Yes.
Do you think that it would be easier if there was like an official card, so it would be easy? It's easier to report people and for you to just be like, "Shut up, get out my face, service dog."
Yes and no, because like I said, for me, when I was told to get a service dog, I got told through the VA. So for people who don't know all the vectors to go through and they decide to train their own dog, it would be such a hassle for them to try to get that registered, because then they would have to find a trainer, find this, find that. Because some people are really good at training their dogs without a trainer. And it all depends on your state, what their laws are around training your service dogs. I just did the extra mile because, I don't want any crap from anybody.
Okay. So it would make it harder for people who have the ability to train on their own to actually be able to get something like that, even though their dog is, like, legit.
Yeah. Because then they would have to pay for somebody to certify their dog.
Right.
And a lot of those certification websites or registries, you already do have to pay. You have to pay upwards to $200 to $1,000 to get something that you don't even need. And they prey on people who have service dogs, who train them themselves. They prey on people like that because they think they need that. And that's something that in all of my service dogs groups that we advocate extremely hard. There's no registration. There's no registry. I mean, you can find your local trainer and have them do a run through with you just to, help you with your dog's strengths and weaknesses. But as far as something that's mandated by the ADA, there's no registration.
Gotcha. So, like, yes, it would be easier because then, for the things that, like Taylor said, so people could just more quickly, like,
yeah, that'd be great.
Or you could, like, legitimately be able to, like, regulate some, like, business owners or whoever can kind of, like, regulate that sort of thing so there's not the fakes and the frauds. But on the flip side of that, it can make it difficult to access something that somebody might really need and not have the resources to access it. So, okay. I get it.
Double-edged sword.
Yeah. That sucks. They should do better. Okay. Any other questions? No? No. Okay. All right. We're going to take a dance break and be back with our final segment. She is like, leave me alone, man.
She's like, nap. It's my nap time.
Oh, the baby. Oh. She's like...
She really is a big
God, in the pajamas.
Her unicorn. She's a little unicorn.
Bless you.
You
Bless you.
Hi, Annie.
Oh my gosh, she's precious. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I cannot get over it. Look at her. Just look at her. Oh, all right. Okay, so
yes.
We are back with a fun segment I like to call What the Heck is Happening? And we are talking about DMX.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, yep. Dun, dun, dun. So he's ill, and, struggling. And what I saw, a lot of people talking about is, like, people, like, celebrities being like, oh, we wish you well, and then people calling him out for, like, not being there for, like, everything before that, and now they're wishing him well because he's, like, really sick and whatever, but they weren't there to kind of, like, aid in helping him before. So that's, like, the drama that I saw about it. And I think that people kind of miss the mark sometimes in terms of, like, the power that another person has to, like, make somebody change their life. Like, you can only do so much. And a lot of people have done a lot. But, like, what do? But that's what I saw. I don't know a whole lot.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with, like... social media, too, and, like, celebrities, like... Because I feel like a lot of backlash is coming from people that don't know what's going on in the day-to-day life of someone. Like, he probably did have a lot of support from people, like, so y'all just, like, dismissing other people. Like, y'all don't know what they did. But, I mean... People
fail to realize celebrities are just people.
Like, oh.
Who have a little bit more money than you. That's all they are. They don't have superpowers. They're just people. And people fuck up.
And just like you see some aspects of, you know, people's lives, you only see some aspect of celebrities' lives, though it might be more, like, amplified, whatever. Like, you still have no idea what the fuck is going on in their daily life. You have zero, like, you probably see 1% of their life. Mm-hmm. And you still see what they choose to show you. So, like, you don't know them. Like, you have no idea. And it's always people thinking like they do know that have all these things to say. And I'm like, you guys have a lot of time, first of all, to spend on this. And, like, second, like, what makes you think that you know everything? Like, I don't...
Right. What makes your opinion matter so much? Like, people always got opinions about celebrities and what they should do with their life and what they should be doing, what they need to be doing. How about you take that same energy and apply it to your own life?
Worry about yourself.
Right. Because I'm not worried about celebrities. Celebrities ain't doing nothing for me. I'll check on them sometime because I love me some Jim Carrey and Cardi B and all that. I'll check on them, make sure they doing what they supposed to, whatever. But for the most part, I don't give a fuck about y'all.
Yeah, I'm a horrible supporter of the arts, even though I love the arts.
You don't even watch music videos.
I don't. I couldn't even tell you what half of the people's names of the music that I listen to. Like that song by that person. Because for me, like, celebrities are literally just people. Even if I saw Beyonce down the street tomorrow, I'd probably just walk past though. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care. And it's like, that bit of fame makes people treat them differently. So maybe wasn't getting support because everybody was looking at him as this famous person, or he was getting support but they expected something of him because he was famous or something like that. Like, fame doesn't change a person from being human. They're still human. They still go through everything that everyone else goes through. They just got a little bit more money. Maybe.
Right, maybe.
Because some of these celebrities are poor as shit. Like, MTV Cribs taught me that. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know.
Wasn't MTV Cribs staged?
I think some of them, like, rented the houses or something like that. Yeah.
Frauds!
Dang it.
I was never a big fan of that show. Pimp My Ride was my show.
Oh,
they still had to pay for that afterwards. That stuff wasn't free.
Oh, that. Y'all say Pin My Ride, the backlash?
Yeah,
that
they
was
still have
insane.
to pay for those vehicles.
I was wondering, they did
done.
so much work to those cars. That's like $300,000 worth of installments.
Yeah, they fix your car up without you wanting it.
This is like a little off topic.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry. This is kind of like a little off topic. I mean, we've really got off topic from DMX, but like, yeah, but like these shows and stuff, like, because I was reading some of them, it's like they do these shows, but then it's like people can't afford them. Like Pimp My Ride, what was it, Extreme House Makeover? Like y'all did all this for the family, but they still left with the bills and the electricity. Like they can't pay for it. Like I remember, I love watching, what is it, My Four Weddings on
TLC,
Lifetime, whatever it is. But yeah, TLC. Thank you. On that show, they don't get the honeymoon if they decide not to air the episode. Like then, like if they do, what was the other thing? Like you could have to wait up to a year until they actually air the episode, and then you get the honeymoon. Like there's just so many things with these shows. Like man, I'd be so mad. Like I go on these shows and I expect this, and it's like y'all really just made my life.
Yeah, that's that 1% Sydney was talking about. Like the stuff that you don't actually get to see or know. Just because it's on TV doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
I watched Love is Blind, which was like a Netflix show. And so they made it like really glamorous where they would like go and have these, they wouldn't like see each other of course, but they go and they sit in these rooms and have these dates and like so cute, whatever. And then like hearing from the people afterwards about what they actually like had to go through on that show, like they were in those rooms for like 15 hours a day. Like there was times where like they didn't like sleep. They would take breaks to like use the bathroom or they would like bring snacks in there, but they were in there for like hours upon hours upon hours just talking to whoever that they didn't know. And like they would get to a point where they got to like choose who they would like go on dates with, but like that was as it got like narrowed down.
Right, getting to that point.
And I was just like, ooh, all that, and you might not even find the person that you want to, like,
15 hours.
get married to, then you just go home for what? There were people also on that show that ended up, like, they matched and they, like, got married, and they didn't air any of their footage. We didn't even see any of them go. We didn't see them go on any dates. They didn't air their wedding. They didn't do any of that, but they got married. Like, there's a whole other couple that was a part of that they didn't show any of their footage.
What the hell?
How'd they do the honeymoon thing?
For what? Oh, for Love is Blind?
Like, on Love is Blind, because, you know, they go on the group one. Like, how they cut them out of that?
Because they decided they weren't going to air their stuff.
Oh.
But it's like, what is the point of keeping them
I feel like
there,
shows
though?
probably do that. Like,
you gotta read the fine print.
They're like, oh, you don't fit the aesthetic of the show, so we're not gonna air you.
Right.
If you sign anything, read that shit first.
Mm-hmm.
Do not ever sign anything without reading it. Just because it sounds good. If it sounds too good, it probably is.
Yeah, most things are too good. So just
Yes, that's why I'm doing
keep
anything.
anyways, sorry, DMX.
Off topic.
We wish you well.
Yes. Prayers, bro.
Yes.
Because that song, up in here,
Always be a
y'all
banger.
gonna make... Man, that's my song.
Hey, he's the perfect person to pick for service dogs. Woof woof.
I'm done.
Oh, I love this. All right. Finally, our shout out.
Ooh.
Thanks to the lovely Santana.
Yes.
Let me find him. Okay. You said his name is Monroe? Yes, Monroe. Let me go to his website. I'm gonna read his little, his little
Monologue.
his little bio. It's kind of long. I'll paraphrase. How about that? Jamie Monroe, also known as 88, born and raised in Fort Washington, Maryland. So, right here in PG County, Maryland. Growing up watching different cartoons and owning different comics is what drew Monroe's attention to create. So, he is an artist. He does amazing paintings I've seen from his social media. This is one of your coworkers, Santana?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. He's inspired by shows, music, and various artists such as the show Boondocks, Kanye West, Pharrell, Hebrew Brantley, and many others. He received his art studies from the Visual and Performing Arts program at Suitland High School, and then 2 years at the Art Academy of Cincinnati. He said his art is all about the beauty of being different. I get inspired from different people's energy. You could be loud, quiet, nerdy, aggressive, homeless, wealthy, no matter what. I always find myself trying to connect with your vibe. Aw, that's so nice. So, using acrylic paints, he creates shapes, or what he likes to call waves, not me, not Sydney, this guy, on the side profiles of different characters. Most of the shapes are bubbly, and you will most likely see orange somewhere in the painting. These colors and waves represent what I see in people, the good that we all have in us. It's so important to him to express to all humans that every one of us was born with a different energy. We must understand one another and make peace in our world.
Yeah.
Wow, all right. So, his Instagram is MON_ROE, so Monroe, _88. And we will mention him in the episode description, probably so. And then also shout him out on Wednesday after this episode airs. And do you have anything else you want to add about him?
I mean, he has print available as well as regular paintings available. Definitely check out his page. He's a cool guy. Got some awesome paintings. Like, I cannot wait to get one of them.
They do look cool. I'm going to show...
It look like an album cover, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, it gives me Kanye vibes. I don't know.
No, that makes sense. He said he was inspired by Kanye. So, yeah. Oh, this was the final, sorry.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so cool. His website is monroe-88.com, so you guys can check him out there as well. And he has, obviously, what he has for sale and stuff on his website. So yeah, check him out. Where can the people find you guys? Name whatever social medias you want.
Jay's Mills for me.
With a Z, Mealz, Jays, JaysMealz.
There we go.
Jay's Mills.
But for the star of the show, it would be Nefertiti's Service Bully, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent it to...
Yes, I got it. So it is... yeah, you were right. Nefertiti Service Bully. Oh, look at her being so cute. I will spell that for you guys. It is Nefertitive. Nefertiti. Oh, Vet Service Bully.
Oh, I knew there was something else in there.
Okay, let me start over. Nefertitiveservicebully. Nefertiti Vet Service Bully. Okay, I was like, what are these extra letters? Why can't I read? That's what she is on Instagram. And Santana just sent me a cat video too.
I did.
Thank you. I love cat videos. Look at that.
And then my IG is _Santizzle, SANTIZZLE_. You can steal anything on my post or on my page and share it. Just tag me in it. That's all I ask. Just give me credit.
Give the credit. Sweet. We will tag. Do you want us to tag Anubis since he's in training?
Yeah, sure. You can tag that little creature. I know you guys heard him during the video.
A little bit.
Sydney gave him a theme song.
Oh, yes. So he loves to scream and cry, and he always wants to be a part of everything. So when he's not and he's yelling, I sing to him, I want to be where the people are. And
I'm glad he
starts
hear it.
to, I know, he starts to go like, he hates it. He's so sad. So I sing that to him when he's being dramatic.
Yep, that's a song now.
Nubis's Instagram is sir_Nubis, SIR_NUBIS, and we will also take him as well. And he also wears cute little pajamas. Does he fit in those anymore?
No,
he fits Nefertiti's.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't even fit in Nefertiti's old pajamas that we got when we first got her.
He's so large.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him.
So cute self.
Oh,
Did you want to go get him?
I know.
Sure. Can we go get him real quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
get him, get him.
Yes. We'll close out with Nubis so we can say where they can find us now.
There she goes.
You guys can find us on Instagram at these4walls_, on our website at these4wallspodcast.com, on our Patreon at patreon.com/these4walls. Where else?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and any other place that you like listening to podcasts.
That was beautiful. I loved it.
Nubis, come here.
And now to close out the episode.
The confidence
Nubis!
radiating that I was
Look
talking
at
about.
him. Oh, look at that tail.
Hello.
He's so
Say,
excited.
I am 8 months old.
He said I'm
8 months
free.
old.
8 months old.
Hey,
Oh, he's
like,
a little rambunctious.
And a ball of energy.
Oh my god.
Look at him.
He's not
like,
normally
"God,
allowed on the.
the attention. I need it. Oh, and then the puppies are barking.
Yes, the little puppies are barking, and they feel like they are not a part of things now. Okay.
See you. I'm glad he could make an appearance. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna end the podcast, but stick around. stick around.
Anubis.
Cool?
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody. Until next time,